All right, we're live, everyone. Say
hello, everybody.
hello.
Hi. Hello, dear people.
Hello. I don't know if I see Jeffrey Sherman has messaged, but
Hi, Jeffrey.
So we are the NI Mafia. And
we are. This is gonna be a awkward. This is gonna be awkward like live stream here because we're all like NI.
yeah.
No, Emily and I are professionals, and I'm hilarious.
Yeah, very professional.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Hey, I
today
could be professional too.
What was that?
Hey, I could be professional too.
That's true.
Can be.
Yeah. Well, I struggle with
so-
professionalism as well. So.
Some of you guys may or may not know, but I opened up my Discord. It is now closed. And Discord is now going to be something, I mean, basically there's people that have been grandfathered into the Discord, and the people that are not grandfathered in already, it's going to be a tier eventually on Patreon. But that aside, we have a good amount of people already grandfathered in, and it's been interesting so far. We've had a lot of late night conversations, early morning for certain people. It's been kind of strange, but I'm also hearing an echo of myself, and I don't know why.
Is it still coming from my end?
I don't know where it's coming from.
I turned down the sound on my phone. Hang on. I'll plug in my earphones to my phone. This is all because I don't have a webcam for my PC. So
Yeah, that's okay.
Everyone, Jay here is going to marry Emily. This is her fiance.
Oh my gosh.
yeah, it's only for a green card though. So
Yeah.
Yeah, he's using her.
There was he's referring to, there was a running joke last night. Well, it's kind of been a running joke with Jordan and I for a little while about the green card marriage because he lives in the UK. But we were using this magic 8-ball thing on, what is it? It's echoing. I don't like hearing myself talk.
Me neither. Okay, let's see if you try muting people and see who is.
Okay, I'm gonna just mute people. Yeah, let's just mute each other when we're talking or whatever. Okay, yeah, I'm not hearing the echo. I don't like muting people, but anyways, it's like this little we have a bot that has a magic 8-ball, and we were just asking it random questions. But anyways, it was definitely fun. So basically all of them are on here because they are the admin for the Discord and kind of giving a face to the name. I'm gonna mute myself, and whoever wants to go can, I guess, raise your hand. I don't know. Actually, I'll just unmute everyone.
Right. So I guess I'll go and break the awkwardness. So all right. So hello everybody. My name is Austin, or in my on my YouTube name, Astro Ascension Tarot. I am a IEI, INFJ, and 911. Also, I am a tarot reader, astrologer. I work at a grocery store in my state, and also I am a musician. trying to become professional and really working on my music there. I'm sure most of you already know me. I know Faye knows me. G. I don't know. I don't know if Ren knows. But yeah, you all know me. I've been here a long time, so happy to meet you all. Also, I really enjoy working with Emily and the things that she does on her channel, and how she's helped me out with my channel a lot. So I gladly return the favor, because I like working with her, and I just wanted to help out. So happy to meet you all, and yeah, that's me.
Jay next.
I'm still muted.
Now we can hear you.
Really?
Yes.
Oh yeah, no. So yeah, I'm sorry. I'm looking at my mobile camera. Sorry. I'm Jay. I'm British, or Jordan. Most people call me Jay. Honestly, I don't really know anything about this whole personality type stuff, but I'm just here because I know Discord and how to run it. So, but typed as an INTJ, whatever that is in Socionics, I really don't know. And yeah, just happy to help, I guess. So, I've never done this before. I'm a bit nervous.
It's okay. We're all nervous in the beginning. But let me show you how professional does it.
Nice.
Professional. I am Jonathan. You may remember me from Ben Vaseline and also from beating Emily in a bunking contest. And among other things. I am also an admin now. I am a megalomaniac. We're all megalomaniacs, by the way. I am an INFJ. I know the Enneagram very well. I promise to be a benevolent tyrant. And if I'm not, too bad. That's it. Emily, it's your turn to introduce yourself in case people don't know who you are.
All right. Hey, for anybody that doesn't know me, I am the owner of this channel. I don't know why I do not know why it echoes when I speak.
The echo is from you.
I don't know why it would be.
I don't hear it.
It might be my
I don't
mic.
know.
I'm not really sure. But anyways, this is my channel. The Discord is something I actually started over a year ago, but I just never invited anyone to it because I was just worried about. I'm personally kind of worried about it getting out of hand. That's why I have 3 other admin, and we're also looking for moderators to help out as well, just as like kind of patrolling things. And we are in the infancy of the Discord, but there's been a lot of fun things already going on. And then, yeah, I mean, I'm also an IEI or an INFJ in Myers-Briggs. And I mean, according to this one YouTube video that was posted 2 weeks ago, supposedly I'm an ILI. But just kidding.
Oh damn.
No.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited for everything. I think it'll be good. But I just wanted to kind of come on today and just like get you guys have a little face to the name for everyone, but also kind of answer any questions that you guys may have. I don't know how long this is going to go on. It may not go on for that long. Who knows? But yeah, and if you guys have anything you want to talk about, just go ahead and jump in and just drive the message. I don't know.
Okay, Emily, what is the future of your
Yeah.
channel?
Oh, really?
Yes.
So, I mean, the future of my channel, I want to actually, I mean, I want to push the typology stuff more. I feel like I feel like a broken record, but I did take off a good amount of time on this channel. I was not very consistent with uploading for about a year and a half. So basically the half of the time that I've been doing YouTube. And I really want to get back into it, and I'm not saying that my content is going to necessarily be the best content out there as far as Myers-Briggs goes, but I'm going to do my best, and eventually I want to make a hard transition into more socionic stuff just because I think socionics is a lot more informative. I've talked about this before, but I am going to start up interviews with people, and I want to interview people just like people that are watching, but also maybe content creators, some people that I am interested in interviewing in the future that come to mind. I would love to interview Glinko at some point. I would love to interview Dario Nardi, Dave from Objective Personality, even though I don't really know the system very well, but I'm gonna learn it before I interview. But yeah, I mean, that's basically it. I do have a lot of plans. I eventually want to offer a typing service. Again, Austin and Jonathan both have very unique things that they do that are kind of correlated with this stuff. Austin does a lot of I can't even say that word. We all know. I can't say that word. I don't know why. But he does stuff on tarot card reading, and I mean, he was just actually doing a reading before this, and he also does astrological stuff. That's something that was really incredible. The other day, he actually read, I don't know how many people's charts he read, but he read it in such grand detail to people that have not really ever studied astrology. Particularly Jordan and Jonathan, they both had their charts read for the first time. Well, I guess, Jonathan, you've had your chart read when you were younger, but...
Someone read my chart without my knowledge.
Yeah.
So there was a kind of an invasion of privacy, I suppose. But
That sounds very stalkery, to be honest. Right.
But, and then Jonathan is becoming certified in the Enneagram. And to me, I think that he knows, at least, like I said, I've said this before, but personally, I don't know of anybody else that knows Enneagram quite as much as Jonathan does. And then Jordan, like Jordan said, he isn't really into typology. I think he's going to learn a bit whether he wants to or not, just because he is going to be helping out with the typology Discord. But he is an INTJ, an ILI, and socionics, and he has a lot of skills when it comes to like editing and different things like that. And also he understands Discord, I feel like, technically better than any of us. And I just think that he would be a great asset in general. So that's kind of the, again, I don't know, the NI Mafia, was that the term that we used earlier? Yeah, I mean, it's the NI Mafia.
I used it.
We are a family.
I like it. I like it, to be honest.
We are a family,
pretty
and family
fitting.
respects copyright. I copyright that idea, and I'm Mafia.
I actually have thought, I mean, I thought about this video actually like 2 years ago, is to do like be a mob member for like typology and just like kind of do an impression of The Godfather, which, by the way, guys, I am Sicilian, so it wouldn't be I mean, I don't look Sicilian necessarily, but I do have ties to the actual mafia, so you better respect me. No disrespect here. Just keep that in mind, guys. I'm just well, I'm not kidding about the fact that let me go find well, you guys can talk, but I'm gonna go find the mob member that I'm referencing.
Okay. So if you're the person who typed Emily as an INTJ or an ILI, we know who you are. We know where you live. One day you'll wake up with a horse's hair in your bed.
Yeah, that film is just so good.
I don't know if anyone... Oh, I just threatened the person who typed you as INTJ.
Oh, yeah.
This is where I'm off,
All right. This man right here, I mean, he doesn't look too threatening in this photo. But he was in the Sicilian mafia. He came straight from Sicily on Ellis Island. This is also my grandmother. This is who everyone thinks I look most like. I'm really bad at this. So that's my grandmother, Rosalie, and this is my great-grandfather, Salvador Melita.
I'm going to Google him and see if he's famous.
Is that one of the New York outfits, or
what was that?
Is he part of one of the New York outfits?
I'm pretty sure it was New York.
How do you spell his last name?
He went by Samuel Malty. I don't think he would be found. I don't know how high up he was, but yeah. So you better respect.
They're in the mob and all like the respectable mob.
Yeah.
All like good fellas.
Emailed Anthrax spelled Salvador Melita correctly. But
yeah, I've been in another case where people have debated my type as well. Like I remember getting type like around like EII or LII, INTP, INFP, all those things. And I remember one time somebody typed me as ESFJ. And they did not know the system, and they did not know the system correctly because they in terms thought I was ESFJ because I was living because I didn't like tattoos. That was basically the reason, and so I was pretty much questioning my type because I was I do not. Well, first off, I mistyped as an EIE or an ENFJ or an ENFJ here. So I pretty much got typed by Cat Passionate, and she typed me as IEI. I did not want to be typed as IEI. I viewed that as like a death sentence because of the way the descriptions were, and so I was like, okay, I'll just raise a white flag and I'll just be an IEI, like that type of jazz. And so now people still debate about my type. Like they still call me like LII, ILI, and EII. One time somebody typed me as IEE, which was way different because I'm not like IEEs. I'm too much reserved in that department, and I just I'm too beta for an IE.
Okay. Emily, I couldn't find your great grandfather, so he's obviously. We all have your word for it that that guy was a mafia guy.
What was that?
We only have your word for it that he's in the mafia, because he's not on Google. Therefore, who knows?
No, I don't think he was super high up, but
Yeah.
he definitely was
What
a
did he do?
part there. I mean, there was a many at that time. So he got to the U.S. in like the early 1900s. There was a lot of people at that time that were in it.
Well, it would have been the Black Hand or something, because they wouldn't. Five families that are from Tolkien, obviously, I know. Anyway, I know history. What else? There is a minor actor and cinematographer by that name, so you're just related to him, but it's
I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah. Do you guys have anything you want to say, or any other questions you want to ask? Not towards me, but just in general.
I think I'm just happy sitting here listening, to be honest, in silence. So.
Oh my god. Okay.
I mean, I can talk, but I just don't expect me to initiate the conversation.
Does anyone in the chat have any questions?
Yeah, that's what I was like wanting to get in.
I can always so I bounced off this idea. It might be, some people might see it as a bad idea, and I'm not really sure how I'm going to execute this. But I've thought about this idea of doing like a bachelor or bachelorette. Basically screening someone to be on, like, I don't know, like a personality bachelor or bachelorette, where we find someone and then there's contestants depending on like who they're interested in. And then having having a little show, having a little live show where we
Basically, we need a bunch of American girls for this man down here for his green card.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Jake could be the bachelor.
I'm accepting applications.
Plot twist. This is actually Emily's attempt at me, her trying to get me a girlfriend.
Oh yeah, Austin, Austin could be the bachelor. The way I see it is, like, depending on how many people apply to be a contestant, I mean, we could do multiple seasons of this. Like, maybe every month we have a different person.
Do you know how long a season is? Do you know how long a season is?
So I'm saying, like, I don't think it's gonna last that long. Like, I don't think the seasons are gonna last that long. Should I say? I'm saying more seasons, as in like who will be the bachelor or bachelorette. So, like, for example, maybe Austin's the bachelor, and we get, I don't know how many people we would have apply, and then
a lot of people.
and then we would have a little live segments where people are interacting with him, and he eliminates people. Then comes the conclusion of who he wants to virtually date, and I mean, it's up to him and the contestant to see if they want to actually meet in person. So there might be some.
If I'm elected, this is too much pressure for me. So. Like, I might melt down. So. Oh god.
I think the strobe lighting and the light effects in the back it's almost ready for it already.
Yeah. Also, Faye, I would definitely be open to doing a like non-binary or just like queer version of the Bachelor or Bachelorette, and we don't even have to call it that. We could just say the single or whatever. I don't even know if I would call it bachelor or bachelorette. And whoever is the quote unquote bachelor or bachelorette can say what their preferences are. So it doesn't have to be like, I mean, if it's a guy, it doesn't have to be that they are like a cis straight male, but just kind of disclosing that stuff. I think it would be fun. But the people would be vetted. We would interview whoever would be the bachelor or bachelorette. And then also I would want to have people, I mean, I would want to only extend it to people that were 18 and older as contestants or even to be a part of it. But yeah, this is just a thought that I've had and I think it would be interesting. We could even have celebrity guests of other maybe typology channels. If you know anybody that's single in another typology channel that wants to be a bachelor or bachelorette, we could that could be maybe a good first season. Yeah, just like scope people out. We could do casting. Just scope some people out. Oh my gosh.
Is
I don't know.
PewDiePie
I'm not sure who's single. I in the typology community.
I know, I'm making a joke.
Yeah.
Aim high.
PewDiePie is married.
Oh, well.
Yeah, he's married. And I also don't think he would do it. Not pretty much, yeah. So yeah, if you know any eligible singles out there or you are an eligible single, it might be probably, I feel like maybe for the first season, it might be good to have someone that people know. Or maybe, I don't know, we could have some contestants that are, I don't know. There's just a thought. I just think it would be fun. I think it would be funny.
It would be interesting. Anyway, email that.
I'm chuckling at this question by Brandon.
What is the question?
He's
Oh,
asking me
Oh god, I've just seen it. Oh no.
he's asking me how many women I slept with.
yeah.
I slept with
that's-
0.
Oh, wow.
I slept with 0, Brandon.
So we have a virgin king. We have a virgin king that you guys can take advantage of. I'm just kidding. I can't say the same. I know that's pretty scandal for you guys, but I am not a virgin. So
Don't expose my victim romance style for that.
you just literally said that.
So someone asked, what was our childhood experiences like at IEIs?
Oh,
I can't comment on that. So I'll leave that to you lot.
for me as an IEI is that
Sorry, I just have this like image in my mind of like us, like all three of us, well, the three of us apart from you, holding Austin over a volcano and sacrificing him for being a virgin.
All right. So the virgin sacrifice. Oh, okay.
This man can't concentrate.
So
All right, maybe we need to title this video something else. Maybe we need Martin to come back and he can let us know about BDSM and like help you out a bit. But anyways, yeah.
So my childhood experience as an IEI is that I was treated a lot differently from among my friends and people that I went to school with. Also with my parents is that I viewed the world a lot differently from amongst friends, from amongst my family, and viewed it in a more spiritual sense. And I remember in my childhood is that I was the boy that cried very easily in my childhood. Like I remember as my FE was still developing, I was a little out of control with my emotions, and sometimes I would lash out at times, and that was me not getting in control of my emotions. By the way, I'm on the autism spectrum. I'm high functioning autism, which is unusual for the type, which views as alien in the typology community, like seeing an autistic IEI or something like that, or an autistic INFJ. But I'm definitely one of those. I'm definitely not one of those that is neurotypical. So oh God, Brandon. All right, so um yeah, my childhood experience was man, you guys are getting me cracking up. All right, so I basically just thought a lot differently, and also I struggle to I struggle to really I remember at the beginning of school and everything like that, I couldn't do everything on my own because I was so not used to TE in that sense. So so people would say something kind of negatively if I did something a lot differently from the other people, or something that was done inefficiently at the time. Still people do still people do to this day. But yeah, I've been it's been, I would say that my childhood was kind of like hell. Being that different, and being treated a lot differently from amongst other people. So pretty much I was I was pretty much emotional, and I struggled to get into relationships with other people as I became a teenager, and I still do struggle with that. I'm single at the moment, and I really just want I just really want a romantic relationship where I could just where I could just be in love. That's what I want. And also Yeah, I was pretty much placed on like a IEP or individual education plan. Um, as somebody with autism. So pretty much it was hell because I was treated a lot differently. So that's my childhood.
What about you, Jonathan?
Oh, I wasn't planning to share my childhood, but
Oh, you don't want to?
well, okay. I will say I'm also on the autistic spectrum, although I didn't get that until much. I wasn't going to say that until much later, but I was always kind of different when I was younger and spent a lot of time alone and feeling very shy. And I got on well with everyone, but I just never really hung out with anyone. I had this sort of loneliness. Also, I had to share a room with my brother, so I didn't really get a lot of alone time, and I felt that. This is turning into a very sad video. We're all remembering our childhood traumas. That was meant to be a joke.
It kind of cut off a little bit. Like I couldn't hear you. It sounded a little bit robotic, so I didn't hear what you said.
I said this is turning into a very sad video. We're all remembering our childhood traumas.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And that's funny.
Yeah, it is funny.
Yeah. So yeah, just spending. Didn't do that great. I did okay at school. Didn't do that as well as I could. For some reason, just things weren't clicking for me up here. So I don't know if I had some kind of learning disability or not. I'm not sure what it was. But spent a lot of time reading, a lot of time imagining, a lot of time by myself or so on. Also making faces in the mirror just for the fun of it. And yeah, another sad case. Emily.
Well, my parents were divorced. I'm just kidding.
Okay.
Well, they were not. That wasn't a joke. But yeah, I don't know. I also had a kind of. I feel like a lot of people have had some version of a traumatic childhood in some ways, but I think being an IEI in particular, and I would also say probably for Jordan as well, being an ILI or an ITJ, we probably all have felt misunderstood in some capacity. I definitely did when I was younger. I'm not going to get into details about this just because I don't think my parents would really want me to share certain details, but my parents' marriage was not the best. And I was happy when they got a divorce, but before they got a divorce, I would oftentimes comfort my mom. Like I still remember comforting my mom at 5 years old. And being very self-aware and very cognizant of other people's emotions and just the way that even adults, I was very aware of the way adults communicate and hidden things. And I was also aware of adults and their difference. And I mean, I was aware of like the difference in how adults treated children versus other adults, or just people that they saw maybe as a little bit inferior to them. So that was kind of something interesting. I am dyslexic, so I also actually had an IEP. And I never knew exactly why. Mine was not the same though, because I didn't have to like really use it that much. But I was treated differently if I ever did, because I had high anxiety. So if I was ever taken out of the class, I felt like I felt different than people, and I used to cry a lot and have panic attacks. And I also was diagnosed with clinical depression at the age of 12. And had like I was a bit suicidal at that point, being put on medicine. So I've had like a traumatic upbringing as well. I was also bullied from basically elementary school until high school for being quiet. To this day, I still have so many people that knew me in school, like high school and beyond, because I grew up in the certain city. And people are actually very surprised if I would talk to them now because I'm very different than I was then. I used to get really anxious. Used to, like I said, I could not give any presentation. I couldn't speak in front of people. I would not be able to do it. I would shake and cry. And so it was very interesting. I also was never asked out. I looked about the same as I do now when I was in high school. But people did not ask me out just because I didn't talk to people. And the only romantic interest that I ever received was people that either were not in my classes or people that were in another grade or from a different school. So yeah, I didn't really start dating. I didn't have my first kiss until I was 19. I didn't do certain things until later in life either. So I feel like I was a little bit behind in some regards, but that was as far as like what Austin was speaking about earlier. I didn't actually, and I don't mind saying this, I didn't lose my virginity until I was 23, almost 24. And that was something that I like put off for a long time because I was afraid of like indulging in the SE. Yeah, but in college I was a lot more. I was mistyped as an ENFJ, and people thought that I was very extroverted just because I really do love people. And I would throw a lot of parties, and I was involved in a lot of organizations on campus, a lot of leadership roles. So, and I traveled the world when I was in college, which was really cool. But yeah, that's about it. Here we are now. So, yep.
God, there's a lot of pressure now, isn't there, riding on me.
Yeah.
I don't actually know what to do myself. I'm sat here so awkwardly. As a kid, Jesus, where to start? I've always been the sort of the black sheep of the family.
Yeah.
I guess. Even in school, like I had friends and I'd hang out with them sometimes, but I was like that kid just sat in the corner, happy on his own, in his own little world. That was very much me. Got told off a lot in school, like an unhealthy amount of times. But I think it's just my like I'm very questioning the things. So when like a teacher says one thing and I'm like, hang on, that doesn't add up. And of course over here they don't like that one bit. In terms of family, we got along, but not terribly great. Especially in the recent years. But that's a long story. As far as my dad goes, well, he's as some people might know already, he's a porn star. Of course, I didn't actually know about any of this until I was 16. So it was a rather sudden shock finding out. I was just going through Facebook and there's a local news article for Bristol saying John Langley, local politician, also a porn star on the side, or whatever it said. And I was like, what the fuck? and then walking around his house when I was younger, seeing like pictures of semi-naked women hanging on the walls. And it's like, hang on, it clicks now. Yeah, it's up. That was quite the experience. Of course, all my friends just now they won't let me live it down. But I think it's quite funny. A lot of bad choices when I was younger, but again, that's a very large story for another time. Too complex and stuff. And now I'm here. currently unemployed because health purposes. So I mentioned to my doctor before, I was like, I want to get back to work, and he's like, yeah, the fuck you are. It's because of my chronic fatigue, so I have to take things really slow. Also autistic, but on most part, I've sort of managed to overcome that. It's the Asperger's and high functioning autism. So
Yeah,
I would like to note really quickly. I've never been told that I was on the autism spectrum. But for some reason, and maybe I am. I know quite a bit of people that are on the autism spectrum. Slash, I befriend people. I don't know what that is. I've talked about this before, and I don't mind saying it. But I mean, because it's not a bad thing. But I have taken an IQ test, and my IQ is considered in the genius category. So I don't know if that means that I'm autistic. I don't know, but
It made you bragging.
Yeah, I am bragging right now. I'm just kidding.
I think
But
in my experience,
I was-
so like a lot of the geniuses, they do have traces of autism. But then again, so does everyone. But it's people like Nikola Tesla and stuff. They have it in more abundance than your person. So I would just look at it as a good thing. Like if you're above average in intelligence, then generally you are quite smart.
My intelligence is it's I can't think of his name right now. Who's that? I don't know. It's above 160. So that's a little fun fact that a lot of people don't know. You've heard it here, but I don't really talk about that, and I like to play dumb. So
You do a good job.
I know.
Yeah. Which brings me to this question. Since we're all NI based or NI egos, I wonder we get diagnosed with that because we're so detached from reality, and that we can't like see the world from whatever perspective that the standards deem it to be.
Well, technically, I wasn't diagnosed per se. I just read someone's account of. I read someone who said that they were diagnosed autistic, and I read their account of their life, and it sounded very similar. So I actually went out in my late 20s, maybe even 30s, mid to late 20s, to see a specialist, and I talked through it, and they said I had some experiences that aligned with autism and some that didn't, and the diagnosis was there if I wanted it. From what I've read up about it, it is more of a syndrome, so it's one of those things where it's more like a set of symptoms or traits than a particular thing. So although there is a brain wiring aspect to it, it's not a cut and dry case of you are it or you're not it. There's a spectrum to it. So, and like a lot of terms in psychology, a lot of the terms originally have a very specific meaning, and then over time they go through multiple hands and the definitions get borrowed and changed. And so what autism means exactly can kind of slightly vary. So I'd say there is an overlap between that and being an NJ or some other type. But yeah. So yeah, I do relate to something Emily said about not being invited because you're so shy and quiet. That happened to me too. So yeah, this is all about. So this right now is about showing why we're all qualified to run a Discord server.
Oh yeah, we kind of got off track there.
And now we're talking about how messed up we were as children. So clearly we're not fit to run anything.
No, I think what it shows is we have gone through quite a transformation from maybe when we were younger. At least, I that's what I'm gathering from all of our experiences. I know for me, like I mean that was kind of the point. Who I was before high school, I mean like after, okay, who I was before university and who I was after was very different. In the sense I wasn't different on the inside. I did work on certain things, but I just really pushed myself to outwardly be more outgoing and try to get over certain obstacles. And that was through personal development. I got into personal development at the age of 13. And it's something that I really need to implement more in my life. It's like I know a lot of stuff. That's why I've said this before in a video. My dad always has told me to never rely on your intelligence, because I felt like when I was younger, I felt like I never had to try. I would show up to tests and just like do them. I barely would study. Like I took a coding class. It wasn't a difficult one, but I basically, did well on every assignment. It's one of those things where I think you really have to push yourself, because even the smartest people or the most capable people, if they don't put themselves out there, it's basically worthless. You can have someone that is not as qualified or maybe isn't as knowledgeable about something, but because they're working hard and they're putting in the consistency and effort, they're going to see better results. And that's something I've kind of realized about YouTube, but also with what we're doing in the Discord server and where we want to go in the future. It's just kind of, we've grown into who we are now and just kind of taking on that role and that responsibility of who we've developed into. So
Okay.
Yeah,
So
I
someone
do remember that that before 2020 and 2019, I was like pretty much my life was shit. Like I got kicked out of school because my financial aid was like cut from due to like me like not being able to pay for my schooling. I was pretty much like left out, and because my financial aid for school got cut due to like new government regulations. So now I'm pretty much out of school now, and I'm looking to get back in the fall, but like I don't know, like I may just like, so what last year and 2019 taught me was like I can do so much more than going to school and just like studying for something that that I don't even enjoy. But a lot of people give me crap for what I do with the tarot and astrology is like I'm not doing it for the money. I'm doing it for just to help people and to really exercise my intuition. Some people call me like a fraud or something like that. I know what I'm doing is truth. Like but what last year taught me is that I can manifest a different direction. I can go in a different direction, and I could still go, and I could still go in the light. So, so I pretty much like during like COVID and stuff like that. Could I say that COVID?
Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah, because I don't want this channel to be demonetized or this video being cut down.
I mean, we've already talked about virginity and other BDSM, so I really don't think that COVID is going to be considered so bad.
I've already threatened someone, so it should be fine.
We already talked about the mafia too, so I think we've already sailed that ship.
All right. Yeah. So yeah. Fuck it. All right. So
yeah. Fuck it for sure.
So pretty much it's 2020 and 2021 for me is pretty much me going in a different direction, like setting a path for myself. I do so now as time goes on, I've been working on my music career. I'm working on it myself. Looking to get into the live music. I'm pretty sure this is how my how the friend I have in that I used to go to church with and used to play in the band with. He lives in California, and he's in the music industry. He like the same experience I had, like got kicked out of school because of like insufficient funds and stuff like that. But I'm learning to manifest a different direction, a direction that is really viable for the universe and really that I can make an extreme difference with. So that's something that led to me. That's something that led to me like creating Astro Ascension Tarot. Is that this is a new direction I'm getting into, and pretty much me being in Ascension and me coming into my own power really led me to like to do different things on YouTube. And if it wasn't for meeting Emily or Emily and Megan or Kat in that example, I wouldn't have been on YouTube if it wasn't for them. But yeah, I'm learning to manifest a different direction for me, and just so yeah, it's all about change for me.
Okay, so someone asked, do you guys have a favorite type or a type you get along with the most?
What would that be for you, Jonathan?
My answer is no, I do not have a favorite type. I do not pick favorites. It's a personal thing. When I was a child, I made it a rule not to pick favorites because I thought it got in the way of my objectivity. Because I remember I'm in Scotland. In Scotland, football was a very big thing. And there was always this expectation that you're supposed to have a favourite football team. So I decided, okay, when I get older, I'll have to have one. And I thought, okay, I'll choose the yellow team because my favourite colour is yellow. And then I asked who the Yellow team was. It turns out it was Japan. So one day I was told Japan's on the TV, they're playing games. So I was like, oh, I better go watch them. And I watched it for 5 minutes, got bored, and then went away upstairs. And then I started wondering, why did I even choose? I knew I didn't like football, but why did I even think that mattered? And why did I even think that yellow was my favourite colour in the first place? And I remembered it's because Scorpion from Mortal Kombat is my favourite Mortal Kombat character. So it's funny how you pick favourites. But anyway, that's all the reason I don't have a favourite type. Long story short.
I would say that for the same myself, but it really depends on who I'm close to. Like the first time I came into the typology community was like in 2018, and I grew really close to I grew really close to EIEs, and so me depending being like really close to EIEs, I would say that would be my favorite type, but I don't play favorites for myself because typology is an equal system. It's pretty much like it's pretty much horizontal, and there's no favorites. There's no each type has a good or a bad side. So Mamu, EIE is otherwise an ENFJ. So pretty much every type has a good and a bad side to them. So it's difficult to play favorites with, but the type that I don't get along with most would be LSEs, which are my conflictors. I just know that when I'm like near an LSE, I feel kind of like judged, like I do get along with most LSEs, but there are some that just like really roil me at times, and it depends on who, and it depends on who really, and it depends on who. And it depends on how this LSE manifests in this time. But I remember coming across a LSE one time that really manifested a bad energy, and that really put me off at the time. So I don't play favorites, but if I did have a favorite, it would be EIEs.
Yeah. Jordan, you said you don't have favorites. Well, you don't really know all the types that well.
No. Most of my friends, I don't even ask me what types they are, 'cause I don't know.
Yeah.
But I have a large amount of acquaintances and very few friends. It's so much easier to deal with. I prefer it. I have a Polish friend, for example. She's an INTJ. She's actually really cool. I like her. got an ENFP friend, I think he is. He's very traditional. He sort of comes from a rich background. He's a good person, I know. And he's cool, but he's a bit too I guess, yeah, just stuck in tradition for me. As a futurist. So I can't really speak for the types, but there are some friends which have had the test, and I know what types they are. But generally, I don't know enough about the types to really say which I do like and which I don't. So that's my 2 cents.
Okay. So Emily, what's your favorite type? And we know what your least favorite type is, Emily, because you be about
Yeah.
them all. Be about them all the time.
Yeah, I mean, I also don't really like LSEs. I really don't have anything against them in a lot of senses. It's just I personally in socionics, that's just my conflictor type. I just don't really get along with them, and it's been my experience. It's just I can get along with them. There are certain LSEs or ESTJs that I do get along with, but they're not my preference of company. I do think that I don't know if these are favorites, but I really admire. I think the types that if I was to be another type apart from my own, I think I would be an INTJ or an ENFJ. For different reasons, but those are probably my favorites. I used to say that ENFJ was my favorite personality type, but come to realize, and I think it's really for any type, they are pretty equal in the sense that they all have strengths and weaknesses. None of them are special, but those certain strengths and weaknesses for ENFJs I have found, and I want to make videos on this. I think ENFJs can be really good or really evil in my experience. There's never really a middle of the road ENFJ that I've encountered, which is I do like extremes when it comes to those things, but I would say as far as friendships goes, I do for some reason gravitate to a lot of INTJs. I also have IEI friends as well, and I have different friends. I've dated. I think the majority of the people I've dated are ENFJ actually. So I think it is telling in some regard, but yeah. So I wouldn't go and say that I really love or sorry. I wouldn't say that I am the most objective when it comes to who I like and who I don't like. I do think I try to be objective when I type people, and I not to prejudge them. But as far as if I do someone is for sure a certain type, I do have an idea that I might get along with those people more than certain other people. And just by that, I do prefer those people that I get along with better. But yeah, so.
Okay. So how's the house hunting going, Emily? Since
What was that?
The house hunting going? Where are you going to live? Since I have this vested interest in it, since apparently I'm going to visit wherever you live, and I'm still pushing you to live in Disney World. With
in Florida?
I meant actually live in Disney World.
Oh well, I'm not going to live in Orlando.
No, literally Disney World.
I know that's Orlando. That would be Disney World.
I have been there, yes, but there is a difference between Orlando and Disney World. I wanted to physically live in Disney World.
I guess that's true.
If I am going to visit.
I have no interest. No offense, Austin. I have no interest in living in Florida. I've been to Florida. I don't even know hundreds of times in my life. I was born in Florida. I am a, secret Florida girl at heart. I don't know if you guys know that meme. There's like basically Florida is known as being like having some really crazy people come out of it.
I can see that.
But I didn't grow up in Florida. I grew up in Georgia. I just don't really relate to Southern values, Southeastern values, should I say. And that was the reason I moved to Seattle, Washington. And I do really like Seattle, Washington. I would love to move there, but it's very expensive. It's also, I don't really like the weather. After a while, it gets depressing. So I do want to live somewhere that is a little bit warmer. I've actually talked to some people, and I've been going down the rabbit hole of studying Austin, Texas. I don't know if I actually would live there. I've also thought about LA. I've also thought about Nashville. Yeah, so it's kind of up in the air still. But I have to figure out like financial things and stuff. I don't think it will be an issue because my day job is remote, and so I can travel anywhere in the U.S. I could live anywhere in the U.S. So, what? Did someone say something?
Not any of us, no.
Austin's told us on.
Okay.
So you're not going to Austin, Florida. You might go to Austin, Texas.
Not Florida. Yeah, I'm not gonna.
Yes,
not gonna
but
go to Florida just to see Austin. I would see Austin. Actually, I would go to Florida to see Austin, but I would not live there.
Oh.
I would not live in Florida.
Yeah, I would not. I actually don't want to. I actually don't want to go to. I actually don't want to live in Florida anymore because things are getting bad down here. In that sense, like COVID wise, like healthcare wise, stuff like that. Things are going downhill down here, but I'm just like Emily said, I'm not always aligned to southeastern United States values, traditional values, and I don't want to be in the Bible Belt like that. To me, I view like where I want to go is my heart is like really calling me to go to California, more so Southern California, where I can get like where I can go and work on my music career, and I just want to go somewhere where I can have more opportunity. Not California right now, but I would say in the future, like maybe like 2 or 3 years later.
I will say that I don't think California is necessarily the choice as far as if you're wanting to go into the music career. Nashville, Austin, Atlanta, those are a lot more. I mean, there obviously is some type of music industry in LA, but I would say it's not really. Atlanta is actually huge on. I know you don't want to be in the Southeast though, but you don't have to move to LA for just that. There's a lot of cities in the U.S. that are a lot cheaper.
I've also considered moving to New York.
Yeah.
As well.
Also, I'm seeing Sea Pickle trying to put out his propaganda about Colorado. Colorado is too cold for me.
I'm still waiting to find out where Emily goes, just then I can get my green card.
Oh my gosh.
So hurry up.
Yeah, I want to visit Emily, and he wants to marry her. So you better.
I
have
just
nice
want a green
Christmas.
card, to be honest. So
Where?
You know what? As nice as that may sound, I do want to marry someone for love. So
well, who knows? We can always find out what happens after the fact.
no.
Shoot a man in the heart.
I mean,
As
it's
what-
not really in the heart,
No, it's not.
but yeah. No, I do want to marry for love, and I would like to get married sooner than later, but I'm not in a rush. I'm already 27, but I've come to the realization that may not be in the cards. But I'm also not going to just marry someone for a green card. For them to have a green card. So I know I'm chattering. You're gonna have to change your
You go get it.
username.
Just Jay
Emailed
looking for green
Anthrax
card.
wants to marry someone for money. I really don't. Money's never been something that I've been super interested in to marrying into, and I think that might be just because and it might just be because I did grow up very privileged, in the sense that I never had to worry about money when I was younger, and I have a lot of family members that are very wealthy. So I also was exposed to that side of reality of they're not some of them are really very, very wealthy, but most of them are moderately wealthy. And so it just, to me, it's like money it definitely does not buy happiness. It definitely makes it easier though. I do think you should be financially well off in some regard, but that would not be my intention for marrying someone.
There's actually an enneagram that would be an instincts thing, like Actually, it's the social types that consider finances, but self-pres last doesn't care as much. And regardless of your actual background, so even if you were from a very wealthy family, but you were self-pres first, you would be much more conservative with money.
I think money is just really an enabler, isn't it? Like, it enables you to do things.
Yeah.
So, like, that's the only connection to money I have. Like, I don't really care for money as an object, as a thing.
Yeah.
Forstate said he's self-pres last, but he is an accountant, I think. He is an accountant, though.
No, he's not an accountant.
I thought
He has
he
a
was.
finance degree. He has an economics and finance degree.
Yeah, still self-presish.
But
Yeah.
that doesn't really mean anything.
It may or may not. Yeah.
I don't
Anyway,
know.
anyway, in the
But-
subject of where we live, I live in Scotland, and it's awesome. Free healthcare, free education. Terrible weather, but screw you all.
See, I'm in
My-
England, and we pay the Scottish for their things.
Exactly.
We pay your way, and you're subjugated to England. So, right.
True.
This is totally up to Austin. I don't want to put him on. Well, I guess I am kind of putting you on the spot. But if you did want to, I know you were, you've read their charts. If you were interested in reading my chart, I wouldn't mind even if everyone saw what my chart might be. It might be kind of destructive. Just kidding. But from what I've researched in my chart, it does indicate that whoever I am going to be married to does have some type of association with money, which is interesting. But whatever you say, Austin, I don't know. You can interpret it if you wanted to, but yeah.
I think the man's got a date there. So.
What was that?
The man's got a date. Sounds like.
No. So yeah, I would do that.
Do you mean do it right now or do it some other time?
Yeah, you don't have to do it right now, but if you do, I think maybe some people might find it interesting. Austin is very, very I don't know. It was impressive when you were going into Jordan and Jonathan's charts and other people's charts.
Yeah, that's like 2 years of 2 years of studying astrology, and I do read tarot as well.
Yeah. Which, by the way, guys, I know I'm seeing some comments. Astrology is not really, it's representative of your personality in some regard, but it's more of like a roadmap of your life. It's not really meant to be like, oh, this is who you are necessarily. In some regards it is. But it also is your whole chart. And I personally don't I don't like go into my day trying to go by whatever my astrological sign says to do or like what my horoscope says. But I do find it very interesting, and I have been personally interested in astrology since I was very young. And I am very familiar with things as well. But
Well, I don't care if astrology is nonsense or not. It'd just be a fun thing to do.
it's just fun. It's interesting. It's
Now-
not meant to be taken, we're not trying to make it too serious, but
And it'd be fun to
Austin's Go
compare
ahead.
our charts.
Yeah, because I mean, I guess Austin did read Jonathan's earlier a few weeks ago, a few days ago, a couple days ago. And he also did Jordan's as well. But it would be interesting if Austin, Jonathan, and I see some type of correlation.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
Can I go to the toilet really
Yeah.
quickly? I feel
yeah,
like I'm about to
definitely.
run
Go
myself.
ahead.
All right, so
Go ahead.
No, you should have brought a ball.
Yeah, get a bottle.
Okay, now we can talk about them. Nah.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm seeing complaints about all the popcorn I'm eating. It just takes a very long time to finish. And I would share it, but obviously, you're all in another dimension.
Yeah.
So, and it's quite late. I really need to finish it.
I don't know if that's true what Mamu said. A lot of INFJs of astrology, I think it's due to TE polar. But I may be wrong, as I have not researched it. I don't think that's true at all, because it can't be in a sense of TE polar. It's more in a sense of like it's more of a sense of like getting into TI, like getting like it's more like a TI based system, and it's also like reading people, reading the psychological energies, the psyche of people. It pretty much doesn't have to do with TE polar. It has to do with like the reason why I got into astrology is because I understand the system faster, because I get systems quicker, but I don't think it's like TE polar type of thing. It's more like it's all about like getting into the the it's more like getting into the archetypes. Like NI is all about archetypes. It's all about getting the archetypes of certain situations, like tarot, astrology, numerology, things like that. Socionics archetypes, MBTI archetypes, like stuff like that. It's all about archetypes. It's all about like studying the structure of the archetypes. But I don't think it's like about TE polar. It's more like in a sense that we need to understand what goes on around the world, and how this is happening, and what is the reason for this happening, type of
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, I agree with that. But yeah, like I said, Austin doesn't have to do that right now. But if Austin wants to, he can, because there might be someone that is interested in that, or we can just do it another time. But where's Jonathan?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's disappeared like the Invisible Man.
I'll be up to doing it in a few minutes, but I gotta be back I'll be back in a couple of seconds because I have to move my car for my dad.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
Jonathan was getting rid of his popcorn and washing it. I hope everyone's happy now. I'm done. Fine. Everyone in the chat was complaining. Yeah. Oh, hi,
Looks
Tamara.
like. Yep.
I know Tamara.
I
Yep.
think we should get a live music show from Austin, to be honest. It can be like the start to his career.
Oh, for him to do live music.
Yeah.
Well, our musician just left to move his car.
I mean, when I do like the little bachelor, whatever we call that, because I do want to eventually do that series, we could do a live segment of Austin playing something, like for an intermission or something like that. I don't know. Just kidding.
I
But
don't know I could do that. I'd have to be extremely drunk before I could do that. I need to
if you were to be in that on that show, well, you would have to be chosen for the show. So.
Well, nobody picked me, right?
Yeah. No, I'd probably open up applications. I'm not really sure because I don't know how many people would want to be a part of it. It would be really interesting if people want to apply to be the contestant or the person, and then who wants to be applied to be the contestants. But
I'm down to help you set it up.
yeah.
So. It's my, I don't know. I'm trying to find my phone, but I realise it's not there.
Yeah. Okay, let's see.
The Discord has been mentioned, yes. But it's good that we bring it up again because that's what it's supposed to be about.
Yeah. If you guys talk about it, we do have a Discord now, and everyone present, including Austin, who's away moving his car, are all admins in that Discord. It is currently closed unless you get like an invite from me, because I'm going to eventually make it a tier on Patreon. So we have our grandfathers who have been grandfathered in. Everyone that is in the Discord right now has that role. So you guys are basically beta testers as far as the Discord server goes. But yeah. The Discord is, yeah. I already did, Jeffrey. I already invited Faye on Instagram. Okay, it is closed. I guess I can invite. I'll put it in the chat just for now, but I did want to close it. But this is the last time, unless it is like someone. This Discord is going to be closed because part of that is I don't really want to have random people in the Discord. I don't want trolls. I mean, we're gonna stamp that out anyways if it happens. But I just want people that are like more interested in.
That's
in
why
it.
I set up reaction roles with Pickle. So basically, they have to agree to the rules before they get the grandfather role. It basically just it removes the ability for plausible deniability.
See, Pickle, are there invites? Do the grandfathers have invites? Because when I set grandfather up, I did not allow people to invite.
No, they
Are
don't.
they
I
able
just
to?
checked.
Yeah, they don't. They're not able to invite people.
The only people that can invite is the admins or moderators, but I can change that if you want. So, and there are currently 4 live invites, but I can delete those as well.
So yeah, the person who emails Anthrax, I hope you're on the level.
What was that?
The person who emails Anthrax, I hope he's on the level. I hope he's trustworthy.
Yeah.
We're inviting him.
Well, they'll be kicked out if anything goes awry. Basically, I just want to have like a fun community that's not too serious, but also respectful. This is also in regards to I haven't opened this up to like my TikTok. I haven't told people on TikTok about Discord. And the people on TikTok that follow me are a lot younger, typically. Like, a lot of them are 20 and younger. And so I'm kind of trying to figure things out before too many people that are under the age of 18 join, because we want certain precautions for those people. Just for different things. We don't know everybody that's on the Discord personally. And even though I want to assume that everybody has good intentions, maybe not everybody does, so that's kind of it.
All right, I'm back.
Hello.
Hello.
But yeah.
So now I'm ready.
Okay, if you want to. I don't know. I can always put it like screen share my chart or whatever.
You can do that.
Here. Just so people can follow along if they are interested in it.
Oh, someone from Scotland might be in the chat. Scottish Kiwi. Or maybe they're not Scottish, they just call themselves that.
I like how there's 2 Brits and 2 Americans, sort of like admin.
Yeah.
It's great. It's almost like the Redcoats are taking over again. So
yeah.
Shazzy one. Oh, and Emma, since you were asking, this is what an Iron Brew is.
You've actually got one.
Oh shit.
I'm just trying to figure out how I should share my chart.
No, if you do share screen, it should automatically open up a new box, so you'll be able to see your face and the new thing. So, for example,
Let's see. My desktop is very messy. I'm trying to like hide my messiness. That is my desktop. Okay. Sorry. It's. I have to set up my preferences. But yeah, I mean, if you can get started if you want to while I just try to pull it up. But
All right. All right. So let me pull up your chart.
Oh, your mum was born in Glasgow and you're half Scottish. I'm like 40 minutes outside of Glasgow. Jonathan is an INFJ and Jay is an INTJ. Happy New Year's. I'll just deal with the chat while everyone else is busy.
Trying to find it in the spirituality channel.
Log expired quickly.
Okay, now I have it pulled up. Okay, so this is the way that I read astrology charts, guys. This is called a natal chart. This is called a natal chart because it's doing a particular it's basically a birth chart is a snapshot of the sky of when you were born, and these and these are this is the same. This is basically like a snapshot of like where the planets were when you were born. So so I want to get started on like having you guys understand these birth charts. So so we have so these things right here, these symbols that are on the inside, those are called planets. Planets are the experiences in life, areas of the personality, the experiences in our personality, and this outer wheel right here. This outer wheel right here is the signs. So the signs are how these experiences are happening in our lives, and then we come into the inner wheel. We have these are called houses, and these houses are the areas of our daily life. So in this, now when we come into the innermost wheel, these are the aspects. So there are five major aspects. There's trines, squares, conjunctions, oppositions, and sextiles. So those are the five major aspects. There's also minor aspects, such as quincunx and inconjunct. So so those are the ones. So I'm gonna get started into reading this chart. So I'm gonna start with the ruler of this chart, since so Emily, your chart is ruled by the sun, since your ascendant falls on the Leo sign. So the sun rules Leo. So your chart is ruled by the sun. So now I'm going to look where the sun is. So the sun is in Leo, and it's in the 12th house. So it shows that you really do you're a creative person. You like the you are an expressive person. You want to express to people in your life. That is your outward personality. And also you can be loyal. You can have a strong personality as well. Also with the sun in the 12th house is that though you can have that strong personality, it can sometimes it's hidden at times. So people can view you as a bit introverted. So your energy is not as intense as other people perceive it to be. So now let's get into the aspects of the sun. So we have the sun making a sextile on Jupiter, both making a sextile on Jupiter and the moon. So the sun on the sextile of Jupiter shows that you are able to have success and you can be an optimistic person as we can see here, and also you can draw people in like a magnet with that. So then we have the sun sextiling the moon. So you can be self-expressive. You can express your emotions in and that will go along well with your overall personality. And then we have the sun making a square on the midheaven. So a lot of you, so your core personality would not agree with whatever your career expects you to be. So you may have like a hard time like blending your core personality towards your professional personality. And that's what the sun squaring midheaven here. And then we have the sun making a then the sun is also making a loose conjunction with Mercury here. So it shows that you can you have a message. You have a message that you want to put out there. You want to put out to people. That you want to put out into the world, and you are logical at times when it comes to that. So you as a person can become logical and intellectual. Now that's with the sun. Now let's get into the second house ruler. So second house is basically your values, money, material goods, material possessions. and security. So we have the second house ruler. So the second house is in Virgo here. So it shows that the where the second house ruler is Mercury. So Mercury rules Virgo in astrology. So we have Venus in Cancer. I mean, we have Mercury in Cancer, so you can become soft spoken. So you are soft spoken, and with Mercury being in the 12th house, is that with Mercury being in the 12th house, and also it's retrograde, is that you can have problems with communication at times. You may have like some sort of speech impediment.
We all know I
and-
do.
and pause a lot in speeches with that. So, and also your thoughts are internalized here. That's with Mercury here. Now we have Mercury making a sextile on Mars. Is that your logic can be very your message can really grab attention to people and really provide power to your message. That's with Mercury making a sextile on Mars. Now we have Mercury making opposition on I would say Uranus. So you may have traditional ways of speaking. It's not that very innovative. You may have problems with innovation. So it shows that you may have the same speech, but it doesn't come in differently here. Then we have Mercury making an opposition on Neptune here. So you can have a hard time coming up with concrete logic and may have a hard time and your logic can sometimes be hazy at times. So you can't blend like the reality and fantasy at the same time. It either has to be one or the other, and that's what I see here. Now let's get into the third house ruler. No, the third house ruler. The third house ruler is so the third house is in Libra. So the ruler of the third house is Venus. So Venus is in Gemini. So you can be attracted to basically nerds. Is what I'm seeing here with the Venus and Gemini. Also, you're attracted to communication, to intellect, to learning. So Gemini is a learning sign. So you're attracted to sharing ideas, to sharing theories. And also we have Venus in the 11th house. So it shows that you really do value your friends. You really do value your social, the people in your social circle, and your dreams here. And now we see Venus making a sextile on Chiron. So it shows that whatever partner you have, you can bring healing to that partner. So it shows that you are able to bring healing to your romantic partners, heal them from other things, from other wounds in their life. And then okay, so we have Venus squaring Mars here. So it shows that you can't. So it shows that you have the tendency to have conflict in your relationships and conflict in love. May have a hard time with may have like power struggles in your relationships, and that's what I see here with Venus making a square on Mars. Now let's get into the fourth house ruler. So we have the fourth house ruler, which is Scorpio. So so your fourth house ruler is Mars. Traditionally, it's Mars. So I see with Mars here, with Mars being in Virgo, is that you are a hard worker. You value hard work. You're motivated. You're motivated by doing your task well, and you really are motivated towards that. So we have Mars making a trine on Uranus and Neptune. So we have Mars trining Uranus shows that you can be revolutionary. You can be you can have you can be a revolutionary person. You can have revolutionary actions there with Mars here. And also Mars is in the second house, which shows that you can be defensive of your money. You can be really you can be a bit like greedy with money, because you're defensive in that regards. So now we have Mars. So now we have Mars making a trine on Neptune. So with Mars making a trine on Neptune is that your actions aren't is that you know how to put your intuition into action and to really take leadership in spiritual matters. So taking action on that. So that's with Mars. Now let's get into the fifth house ruler. The fifth house ruler is we have the fifth house ruler, fifth house in Sagittarius. So your fifth house is Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter. So we have Jupiter in Libra. So we have Jupiter in Libra, and we have Jupiter in Libra here. So it shows that you are really diplomatic. You really do. You're able to see the both sides of the situation, and to empathize with that. Being here in Jupiter in Libra, and now we see Jupiter making a conjunction to the moon here. So it shows that you can become overly emotional. And your emotions are expanding, and you're really connected to your soul here, with that. So we have Jupiter. So we have Jupiter conjuncting the making a sextile on the ascendant. So it shows that you can view life as optimistic, as really as expansive. You can become philosophical at times. So that's what I see here. Now we have Jupiter making a sextile on the north node. So with Jupiter making a sextile on the north node, shows that you're able to expand on your goals. Shows that your goals will bring you luck, will bring you fortune, in that regard. So now that's Jupiter. Now we have the sixth house. Let's get into the sixth house ruler. So we have the sixth house ruler, which is so the sixth house is in Capricorn. So your sixth house ruler is in Saturn, since Saturn rules Capricorn. So we have Saturn in Aquarius in the seventh house. So with Saturn in Aquarius, I do see that you can have a hard time with, like, also with Saturn being in Aquarius. It's pretty much domicile here. So you can be a bit like rebellious at times when it comes to that. And with Saturn being in the seventh house, is that you may have problems getting into relationships. Also, you may be attracted to people that are really that are really disciplined and really and are really really successful in business like people as well, being this is in the 7th house. Now we have Saturn making a opposition on Chiron. So with Chiron, with Saturn oppositioning Chiron, is that you really can't you may have a hard time healing from the limitations that are happening in your life. So that's what the opposition here. Now let's get into the 7th house. 7th house ruler. I already did that. That's the Aquarius. 8th house ruler. So the 8th house is in Pisces. We already did Jupiter here. Now the 9th house, we already did Saturn. 10th house, we already did Venus, and also the 11th house we already did Mercury. Now 12th house. Now the 12th house, we have it in Cancer. So Cancer is ruled by the moon. So the moon is in Libra. So it shows that you have a need for balance. You have a need for you may have a hard time choosing sides, because you're able to see both sides of the situation. So that's what I see here. Now we have it making a sextile on the North Node. So it shows that you're really so it shows that you can be emotionally invested into your goals, into your purpose. You really want to be connected to your life purpose, to really be connected to where you want to go in life. And then we have the moon making a sextile on the ascendant. So it shows that people can perceive you as emotional, can view you as emotional here. So that's with the moon here. Now the ascendant, your ascendant is in Leo, so people can view as like magnetic, somebody that is like, so somebody that is creative and at times extroverted, and people can view you as like generous in that sense. So that's the ascendant. Now the midheaven, your midheaven is in Taurus. So it shows that you want more of a career in a beauty sense. Getting like getting into like I would say like more in the senses more, with like maybe like fashion or some or getting into means of money, resources. So properly managing resources, money, something along that would be a good career for that. So that's the midheaven in Taurus. So now with the outer planets. So basically that is Neptune, Uranus, and Pluto. So with Uranus is in Capricorn, so it shows that you can shake up the system. You can shake up structures, bring down structures, and Uranus is in the sixth house, so you have unconventional ways of doing work, of getting into health, and also so now we have Neptune making a now we have Neptune in Capricorn, so it shows that you may have like a an imperfect view on the structures that are on. You may have like a imperfect view on the structures that are in the world. So that's with the Neptune here. So so that may be hazy for you. Now we have Pluto in Scorpio. So you're in the generation that wants to change the world by spreading the truth, by coming into their own power, in a sense, with the Pluto in Scorpio. So that's what I see here. Now we make now Pluto's in the fourth house, so it shows that your family can be really. So it shows that you can have people that are that have occult history into your family.
What?
People that are attracted to the occult, and bunch of truth seekers. Some people that can be conspiracy theorists can be in your family. And we see Pluto making a trine on Mercury here. So Mercury making a trine with Pluto making a trine on Mercury is that you have a transformative message. You have a message that brings change into the world, that brings change into people's lives. So a message that brings rebirth with the Pluto trining Mercury. And then we have Pluto making a square on Chiron. So there is so your wounds can be deep. They can be really personal, and and people can see those wounds. So, and you may have a hard time healing from those. And then now let's get into the North Node. So we have the North Node, and that is in Sagittarius. So it shows that you go towards more of like a philosophical approach to life, and an adventurous approach to life. You take on opportunities, and you strive to go towards adventures with the North Node in Sagittarius. So now we have Chiron in Leo. So it shows that you may have not been like so creative. You may have not been as creative in your childhood, and so now the way that you want to come back from those wounds is that you want to bring creativity into other people's lives, help people be creative in that way, to help you heal from that wound, and for you to be creative as well. So that's with Chiron here, and now we have Chiron in the first house. So it shows that you can't. So it shows that you yourself are a healer, and also people can see your wounds, and that's with Chiron in the first house. So that's basically all of your chart.
Well, I'm very impressed, Austin. I know I did receive a message from Jonathan saying that I should react during that, and I know I could have reacted to everything you said. I would say the one thing that is maybe not so much is the Chiron thing. I was very creative as a child, but I guess the one thing that is kind of representative of that, I kept my creativity to myself, mostly. And I was just very afraid of like showing, like being who I was to people, like especially when I was in school, I was very afraid to show who I truly was to people. Which I also think kind of goes along with the 12th house. I was very introspective, and at home I did have a different demeanor than I did at school. Like my stepsister, she was in a different grade than me, but we went to the same school at the same time. And she found it crazy that people thought I was like so introverted at school or so quiet, because at home I was really loud and like crazy and weird. And I mean, I was also like in public, I definitely was more introverted, but I've always been really weird in the sense of making like just weird videos by myself with my sister, or doing weird music videos. But yeah, it's interesting.
So people are having trouble with the Discord. They're saying that they're stuck in the read-only page, and someone can always see the welcome page.
Do they have the grandfather role? They don't. They don't have the grandfather role, that's why.
Okay, so they can't really do anything.
Someone's... you do have to agree to the rules as well.
They do have the grandfather role, actually.
I just put the grandfather role.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you need to react to the roll, to the rules.
You do
before
have
can get the
to.
roll.
You have to react to the rules. I'm just automatically giving. But yeah, Faye. You need to react. I just gave it to them, but you do need to react in order to get the roll automatically. I mean, roll. Let's see. Yeah, you should be able to see it now. Faye, you should be able to see it now. It might take a second to show up, but you have the grandfather roll now. Anyways. Yeah, yeah, it was very representative of me. I knew a lot of it because I can read charts. It was just interesting to get Austin's perspective on the interpretation of my chart. I know everything that he was talking about. It's interesting to get someone else's perspective rather than reading it yourself. But it is interesting. And I know that people are skeptical about astrology. I personally don't live my life, again, going by astrology, but I do think there's some interesting correlations between personality types and astrological charts.
Yeah.
And even like Enneagram, I feel like even my Enneagram, I think, was kind of present as far as there was a lot of talk about diplomacy, and I think that's very Enneagram 9. And there's also a lot of contradictions, which I think is representative of Enneagram 8, my 9-wing 8.
Yeah.
But, and also the whole kind of, I do see myself as kind of this, there's kind of contradictions with me in a way, especially if you meet me in person. I've always been told my whole life, even though I do have I am softer spoken or whatever, people have said this so many times in person that I have a very strong presence, like a very strong energetic presence, but also a strong personality. So I might not be the loudest person in the room, but I definitely hold my own. And I do think that some people may mistake that as like being able to take advantage of me. But I'm very aware of that. I might not always let on that I am aware of it. And so when people do that, they meet a different side of me that isn't mean, but I don't just like give in to people. I can be very stubborn in a lot of regards. I know someone mentioned like psychedelic drugs and stuff. I've never done drugs. I mean, I've definitely been offered drugs many times, but that's just something I just haven't done. Not that I'm completely opposed to it, but yeah. So I did see a lot of correlations with that, and again, let's give a virtual round of applause for Austin, because that took a lot of work. Like, I don't know. It was just really awesome, and I really appreciate that you did that. And also, I do think that anybody that is, not that you have to be completely into astrology. Jordan and Jonathan don't know too much about astrology, but I think they've both found Austin's interpretation of their charts interesting. And if anything, I think it is interesting to look at people's individual charts. I wouldn't say, I know someone said that what they're describing is basically describes anyone. People's charts are so unique. The way that Jonathan's chart was described was there was some overlap and similarities, but it was very Enneagram 1, in my opinion. And just even in the way it was described. And also your gender does play a role in just everything. And obviously Jordan's was different than ours, the way that was described as well. So, anyways, very interesting.
Yeah. Yes, I've been noticing a lot in the comments that they said like somebody said like astrology is astrology is from the occult. So I wanna look at so astrology is from the occult. It just does not resonate with me because because from a long time ago, even even when God created the universe, when God created the world, he made it plain and simple that let there be stars in the sky, and let them be signs of let them be signs for the seasons and the coming of things. That isn't a cult. That's astrology there. And and astrology isn't this like magic thing that goes on. Of course there's like so there are things that are unseen to astrology from the naked eye, from people that really can't feel what's going on with these archetypes, from these energies that go on. But this astrology isn't magic. We have free will. Astrology shows that we have free will. We have what we can. It's just like personality typology is a tool. Astrology is a tool. Enneagram is a tool. Socionics is a tool. Tarot is a tool. Not all of those things are bad, and that's something I learned to really I learned to really get over with, because it's fear from external systems, from external beliefs that that we just need to get over that fear. And also I rely on what God says to me rather than what religion says to me, because religion is man-made, spirituality is God-made. So I'm not religious. I'm spiritual. I deeply connected to spirituality, and religion most of the time spreads fear that astrology is evil, tarot is evil, and I'm just so sick of the stigma by these religious groups that spread that, and they try to like and they try to like quote scripture from the Bible when the Bible completely is interpretable. Like it's all about parables. It's all parables. It's all archetypes. That's what the Bible is. It's not meant to be taken literally. I mean, some people take it literally, but I don't take things literally. Like I don't take death, the the concept of death literally. I don't take the concept of the devil literally. So we need to really get rid of these fears. So so really we really need to get rid of we really need to get rid of these fears that are being spread by these religious groups on that. So RB, I invite you to watch what the bleep do we know. That's one of the videos that I've watched. It's on YouTube. So I invite you to watch that and to really understand what is truth. Like what is the whole truth. Like I just don't want people to be I do want people to be discern to really use discernment. I do know that there's other false psychics out there that are really out there just for money. But there's, like the Bible says, test the spirits. So is calling everything evil testing the spirit? No, that's fear. That is complete fear. So test the spirits. Don't live in fear. That's not something that we spiritual people live by. We don't live by fear. We live by hope. So I invite you to really look at it from that perspective. So that's all I want to say.
Yeah. And I agree with Austin on a lot of stuff. There's certain things that, you know, I might have a disagreement with too. But basically, at the end of the day, I think the point is just respecting people's beliefs or lack of belief in different things. To me, again, I agree with the idea of when it comes to anything, whether it's astrology, typology, or anything in your life, you should never base your reality on perceived limitations. So I do find it, yeah, it's very interesting. But anyways, kind of getting back on a lighter note, the Discord's been really fun. We've had some really long conversations. Like last night, I think I was up till after 4:30 a.m. and we were kind of joking around, which was cool. But yeah, so I think you guys, if you aren't a part of the Discord, this will be kind of my last little token. If you are wanting to join the Discord, I will allow people to join. But after this day, I am going to offer it as a tier for, well, the lowest tier for Patreon, as a way of just kind of safeguarding the community that we're going to build. And I do want to give the opportunity of grandfathering people in, so if they do choose to support me in the future on Patreon, they can. But if you are a grandfather in the Discord, you are not obligated to support me in a financial sense. So that was kind of the way that it's going. And I'm very pleased with what Jonathan, Austin, and Jordan have done. Jordan especially is doing a lot of the legwork of organizing things and setting up bots. So basically it. Do you guys have anything else you want to add before we get going? I know we've been on here for quite a while.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah, I'm still trying to. I think Faye the Femme has got a hang of things. She was having a bit of trouble, but
I think Faye should be good. Yeah.
She has a grandfather role, and the grandfather
Yeah,
role
should
can
be-
see the chat.
Yeah,
But
she
the
should be
issue
good
is
with it.
that I've had to grant her, like personally her, and not just the role, the permissions to be able to see it.
Okay.
So there's something wrong with the bot in the role or something like that. I'll try and diagnose it later, but if it's just a one-off, then it's not really worth it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and we're definitely open to suggestions. I think the Discord will be good for anybody that wants to suggest video ideas. I've kind of tossed out the idea of doing like a bachelor or bachelorette or whatever eligible single. I think that is actually, I don't know. I personally think that would be really fun to kind of have. I don't know how serious it would be. I think I would want it to be some level of seriousness that people are having good intentions for being contestants. I don't know what that would entail. That would be kind of up to whoever becomes the eligible single that we spotlight. And again, if you have anybody in mind, if you know any other typology or personality related YouTuber or person that has some type of thing out there that is single and you think would be an interesting person to highlight or be a contestant on this show, let me know. That could be interesting. But yeah.
Plot twist. This is actually this is actually me, the version that's being sacrificed.
Yeah, we did talk about Austin is going to be the sacrificial lamb. Just kidding.
oh, we're kidding. Oh,
I don't know. I mean, you're Scottish, so you probably have you have a lot of experience with lamb, and just sheep in general. But yeah, so Taylor, I know Taylor just kind of may not know what I was talking about, but I am kind of thinking about doing some type of dating show where we have a eligible single that has to qualify. I do want someone that is single. I don't want someone that is secretly in a relationship. I really don't want to I don't want to add to someone's home wreckery. And just, yeah, having contestants that are interested in that person or the potential of that person. So, yeah. Anyways, I think we're good unless you guys have anything else you want to add. And I might go on if you are in the Discord, I think I might go on the voice chat if anybody wants to talk, because I probably won't go to bed right now. But I do want to get off YouTube.
No.
So.
What time is it there for you?
10:50. It's really late for you guys, though.
That's pretty happy.
10
to 4.
10 to 4, yeah.
Yeah, it's late. Super late.
Yeah, you're honoured to have our presence. Of course, I'm wide awake
Yeah,
now
yeah.
because I just drank 2 cans of juice and ate popcorn. So,
But yeah, if anybody wants to join on the voice chat, I'll be on the Discord voice chat. But I'm kind of getting sick of being on camera at the moment.
Yeah, this is the first time experience, so I'm bricking it at the minute.
I feel like you've done a good job though for your first time.
I've been mainly concentrating on getting these bots and everything working.
Yeah,
So,
but you've done a good
Yeah.
job of keeping your composure.
so it's kept me distracted enough to not feel so uncomfortable. So it works.
Yeah. But yeah, again, this was an opportunity for you guys to see who the admins are on the Discord. Just putting more of a face to the name if you don't already know who these people are. But yeah. So. All right. Well, I hope you guys have a good night. I'm going to end the broadcast for everyone. And again, I will be.
Right.
I'm going to join the Discord, one of the chats. So,
Live long and prosper.
bye-bye.
Right.
Bye bye.
Bye.